All right, people, welcome to OTMkast podcast, where we dive into anything and everything that shapes our lives, from sports to lifestyle, from fashion to careers and beyond. This is your one stop destination for insightful conversations and engaging discussions. My first episode, I spoke about goals, the small goals, the medium goals, and the large goals. If you've not listened to it, please go back and listen to it on YouTube, Spotify, and AudioMac. On today's episode, we'll be talking about a topic that hits home for many of us, if not every one of us, which is on the topic why do people, or let me say legit reason why people procrastinate starting their goals. Joining me today to go deeper into this conversation is my brother from another mother, Mr. Madu. How's it going? How do you feel?
It's good. I'm good. Life's good. And I'm glad to be here. It's a pleasure to have me. And let's talk about this. I know it's something that's always present in people's lives, so it's good to talk about.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate for having
Sir.
you here. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your time. He's always, receiving and anytime I call, he's always there. All right. So let's start with the psychology of procrastination.
Yeah.
Why do you think people struggle to start?
Okay, so I'll say one of the reasons would be the fear of failure, the fear to fail.
Mhm.
So many people, and this sounds counterintuitive. It's like the pressure of succeeding can be overwhelming. The pressure that you want to succeed can be a lot on you, and then so it pushes you into anxiety and makes you not want to, or makes you scared to even pursue that goal. So that's one big thing. And the other one is being a perfectionist, or what's the word? Perfectionism. People feel that they need everything, right. They need everything to be set before they can actually pursue that goal. And that's something that can also make you not, fall into procrastination until something is perfect before you can actually want to start. That's something.
So perfectionism is, it's a huge one. I think we've all falling into it, and come to think of it, the perfect time never comes.
Yep.
It's not possible for it to come.
Yeah.
You just have to start it, hoping that you'll get somewhere better.
Yeah.
Trying to be perfect, trying to get everything set up, will only get you confused, and it's gonna make you struggle the more to even start. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the another reason would be fatigue and being overwhelmed. When you have all of these goals, especially when it's not just one goal or a very big goal that you're trying to achieve, it leaves you overwhelmed if you're not equipped to pursue that goal, and that's something that can lead to procrastination. Being fatigued would make you go in circles, and you going in circles would lead to, okay, I'm just gonna leave it and do it another time, and then having to go into that.
So would we call that analysis paralysis? Because that's the only definition that I can
Definitely,
give to it.
yeah.
Which is a big one too.
That is it,
It's a
yeah.
big one. Like, you're just going in circles and circles, like you said.
Yes.
I think I might need to be taking some notes. All right, so let's talk about some common struggles. What are the common struggles that you think people go through that make them not get started on their goals?
A big one would be like health-wise and fitness. Some people might say, I would start going to the gym once I buy the right gear, or once I buy the right equipment. I need a treadmill. Oh, once I get this dumbbell, I'm gonna start. And then because of you're not there, you might be overweight. really it's about your health, your mental state,
Mm.
you know, and then your fitness. Are you able to take on this matured goal? You know, because when we get to this age, and if you're in your 30s, you start making real life decisions, and that takes you doing real life goals. So if you're not mentally stable, you might find it difficult to pursue these goals.
I see.
Yeah.
And I think there's also a term for that they call productive procrastination, where you're doing so many things but you're doing nothing at all. So you're just like going back and forth, and you're not reaching no goal at all.
Yes.
So what's the other pattern that you've seen why people struggle?
Well, I would say another one is you setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. Once you start doing that, an example is you want to write a book, or you want to, again, probably you want to start going to the gym, right? In terms of the book, you need to understand what falls in between the lines when you want to write a book. You know, you thinking of a topic, you're thinking of the time you need to write, the editing, the production, all of those things. And you know, if you don't understand the concept of writing a book, then your goals for writing a book in a month can be in a year. So all of those things are things you need to think about.
Or 2 years.
Or 2 years. Or maybe even never.
That's true.
So and in terms of fitness, you want to start going to the gym. You have 2 kids, and you're saying, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. I'm going to go to the gym in 30 minutes or in 1 hour and bathe the kids and take them to daycare and go to work. All of these things might sound good in the ear, but actually making it play out might be too much, because 6 a.m. is not a good time for you to wake up and start trying to run. Only if you're very determined. But
so
if
discipline plays a role.
Oh, discipline. A very good discipline. That's what I'm talking about, mature goals. So
I see. Another thing that I think about is external distractions from social medias, people listening to people having so many to-do lists, and I mean life in general telling you so many things that it doesn't even help you to even want to start your goal.
Yeah.
What would you say about that? Not forgetting the internal voice as well.
Yes. So when it comes to external distractions, right? I don't know how some people are wired, but I would say majority of people tend to listen to opinions to make their decisions. So if you're very opinion-minded, then goals will be too hard for you to get. Your goals will be hard for you to accomplish. So external distractions can be your friends, your family members. Family plays a big role when it comes to goal settings and goal achievements. Like, you can have a family member that is telling you, you want to pursue a business, and like, you don't, because they know you too well. So they're like, whatever they know you as, that's what they're seeing you as. They're not like, I trust my brother.
They labeled you or something.
Exactly. You have been tagged something. So if you bring an idea to them, it's like Joseph the dreamer, you know, like your brother will be about you waste time or something, you know. So like, if you listen to those voices and saying, you're gonna waste your time and things, you would not pursue it. And then in terms of internal as well, you can listen to something outside, but then what do you tell yourself? What are you telling yourself? Are you saying that, or the voices in your head is saying, yes, they've told you can't do it, so you're a failure, you can't
do it. So now internally, you're not even listening to people. You're listening to yourself. Tell yourself that you can't do it. They can't even start. Wow.
So now, if all of these things, if you're not, again, matured in your mentality, the way you think,
maturity mentality,
yes, those things play a big role when it comes to achieving goals. You know, it helps you limit procrastination and things like that.
People don't forget that maturity in mentality. You hear that here first. OTMkast. Okay, so let's get into solutions. How do you think people can actually start to stop procrastinating and just get right into it and start their goals?
It would be, first of all, trying to set realistic expectations for yourself.
Okay.
After you've mapped out a plan for yourself, in terms of an example, the fitness. We talked about fitness, so I could use that. You know that you have 2 kids, right? Your kids go to daycare at 8:30, for example, and you have to get to work for 9 a.m. You work 9 to 5. If you really want to start waking up at 6 a.m., you can. But it's, you have to be disciplined enough to achieve that. Yes, you want to lose some weight. You don't like how your body is looking like. Get up. Like, set the alarm and get up. You can get up on your own. So just set the alarm, get up, or have a friend or have a partner that is going to be in support of your goal, and let them help you achieve it. Let them push you into it. I could tell my wife that I want to work out at 6 a.m. in the morning, and that's actually what I do every day. I wake up at 6 a.m. Sometimes I'm too tired. I will be too tired, but my wife like, no, you have to go work out. So you have to have somebody in your corner that is pushing you, and you also have to have the mindset that once this person wakes me up, I'm not going to be grumbling and everything. I have to get up at 6 a.m. So that is something that you have to determine by yourself and do it.
So for now, we never marry. Like we will never marry. We'll get there someday. All right. So back to the serious matter. So in my previous episode, I don't know what you think about this. I also mentioned something like, you want to go to the gym, right? You don't have to go 2 hours 5 times a week. You can start small, whereby you're going, let's say, 30 to 45 minutes. 3 times a week, just to get you to start. Because once you get it's not something you do naturally. I mean, some people goes to the gym would understand, but you're not a gym goer. You're not dieting like, okay, the 18 to 6 hours rule or whatever they call it. But if you start small, breaking it down into simpler form, you wake up 6 a.m. Okay, to the next 6:30 to 6:45, I'm gonna be at the gym. That's like a realistic something that can be done. Even if you're not a morning person, in the evening you should be able to do something. Once you get out of work, take some time to rest, eat some protein bars or some supplement that you can. By 7, you go to the gym. 7:30, 7:45, you're back up. You're achieving little by doing something than not doing anything.
Just make sure you have a schedule. And your schedule, you have to stick to your schedule. It's like when you get to work, you have to have a meeting at a certain time. You cannot fail that meeting. If you fail the meeting, something's gonna happen. See, it's just apply that to yourself. I can't fail this meeting. If you fail this meeting, you probably get fired or something. You don't want to get fired from, your body or something.
That's what I just think about. Meeting maturity mentality.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
And then we are cooking.
MMA.
So, we spoke about perfection earlier. Do people have to be perfect before they start their goals? What do you think?
The answer is no. Plain and simple. You do not have to be perfect. Sometimes you start some things without even knowing how it's going to end. So you do not have any reason to be perfect before you start a goal, or even have to start a goal. You just have to have an idea of what that goal is. Understand it for yourself. Have a, like I said, draw a map a plan for yourself, and see how you can achieve it. But knowing the end from the beginning is not something that we have that power to comprehend. Only God. So
So we can also put it like the progress in what you do, not perfection.
Yes. Once you take a step, it's progress into the next step until you get to the goal. So it is progress now.
So like they say, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with just one step. So the first step you take is a progress to get to that 1,000. You don't have to have all the gears, all the equipment that you think you need. Just start it, right? All right. So another solution that I'm thinking about, just to get your thought, is people who don't seem to hold themselves accountable. or
Yeah.
should I say set deadlines for things that they need to do? What do you think? Like, because I think whatever you have to do, whatever you need to do, whatever goal you need to set, you need to hold yourself accountable at some point and
Yeah.
then set the deadline for yourself. Or else you'll be doing it for 1-2 years and you never reach it. What do you think? What do you have to add to that?
With accountability, you definitely need someone when you're setting a goal.
Mhm.
I mean, it depends on the kind of goal. It's accountability means your goal either depends on people and things. Personal goal is different. If you have a spouse, maybe, but when you have to be accountable to people in goals, it's going to help you to actually take the line and take a mark and say, yes, I have done this, now next step. I have done this, now next step. And those people would, always reach out and check on you and say, yes, this thing has been done.
So you have people checking up on you. So that means you need to surround yourself with people that can hold you accountable.
Like-minded people. Yep.
Like-minded.
Yep.
So, but the main point is, who are the right kind of people that you need to have in your circle for you to achieve what you need to achieve?
Well, wherever you find yourself, there will be definitely people that are like-minded.
Okay.
But the thing is, the way you find them is observation, being observant.
Okay.
You can tell from a gathering of a circle of people how people relate to each other. Like, you can tell from someone's personality by you visiting their houses. And when I'm saying accountability, I mean, it doesn't have to be someone who is far away like your mentor. It can be like your friend, like the way me and Timi is. So having observing people like that and knowing what interests them, you would see what interests you in them. So that way, if you tell them, I have this goal, or I want to buy a car in this year, I want to buy certain cars, they can even help you look for the car that you want. You're looking, they're looking, and then at the end of the day, you guys find exactly what you want.
Let me give you guys an inside tip. So I remember a time that I was looking for a job, and you people know what travelers is. People that know travelers know travelers. I don't need you. I say you work at travelers. So that's my brother literally got my resume and started sharing it out to people in the company. The people you surround yourself with matters a lot. So you need to find people who think the way you think, or even better. Like they say, if you want to get smart, work with smart people. Yeah. Or smarter people. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a tip. Okay. So what do you think about people who, let's say, the fear of failing or slipping up holds them a grip? What do you think they can do to either how do I put it? Either conquer that fear, or at least tell themselves, if I slip up, it is okay. Yeah. I'll say the bottom line is give yourself a break. Okay. Take breaks. Take breaks. Sit down, calm down, drink some water, relax. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. You fall down. I believe they said if you do not fail, or failure is a stepping stone into your success. There are some things you want to do. It's a test for yourself to see how you overcome that test to get into the success. Someone once told me that failure is not the end goal, but failure that is being accepted as a failure is an actual failure. Yes. But if you learn from that failure and try again, just like they say in Yoruba, which means if you fall from a horse 7 times, you go back up the 8th time. So don't be afraid to fail. When you accept failure, that's when you've actually failed. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it's not the end of the world. Just always reflect on whatever went wrong. Whatever it is, just reflect on it, analyze it, and pick yourself back up. Yeah, it's failure is not failure is, for me, failure is a good thing. Right? It's a good thing. I'm not saying I'm failing. No,
I'm saying
You're not
that
celebrating the failure,
not
but
celebrating
you're
the failure.
reflecting on the
But I'm
failure.
saying
What went
that
wrong?
I took this route, it didn't go. I took this route, it didn't go. Now I know that there's no way I'm gonna go through those route again. That's a success in disguise. So don't see failure as an ultimate end for your goal, and never try to procrastinate because that way didn't work out. Reflect on whatever happened, and then next step. That's it.
Move on.
Move on.
Well, I guess these are such great advices that we've shared. I've learned one or two things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people listening or watching have also learned one or two things that you shouldn't be afraid to start. Conquer that fear. You would fail. It's normal. But don't accept that failure. Mr. Steven, thank you for joining me today.
Yes, sir.
It's great having you online.
Yes,
Surely
sir.
we're gonna have you back again to get it done.
Yep. Yeah. So
Well,
just know that like my brother said, failure, accepting the failure is kind of a luxury. I'll tell you that. Accepting the failure is kind of a luxury because for someone like us, people depend on us. If I am accepting the failure, then what else do I have going on for me? Nothing. So see it as, if I accept failure, it's a luxury on my end. So do not ever accept failure. Do not ever procrastinate, and keep that mindset, that maturity mindset going.
Well,
Yeah.
maintain the maturity mentality. Just for you to hear one more time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, please follow us on all social media. Subscribe on YouTube, OTMkast podcast. Are you on social media, by the way?
Yes, actually, I do a couple of things.
People follow. Okay. So what are the things you do? Say you do a couple of things. I know he's a music producer. So what else?
Yeah.
What else do you do? What else?
So I mean, you can follow me on social media, on Instagram, official.steve. And then I do music, like you said. I'm a music producer. I have my own songs. You can find them on YouTube as well. Steven Music.
Steven Music.
Yeah,
Okay,
Steven
check it out.
Music.
Steven Music.
Yeah.
Bangers.
Yep. So thank you for having me.
He's been modest. He's a DJ. Don't let him. If you have any, what's it called?
That's right.
Ceremony. Is it ceremony?
Events.
Live
Events.
Yeah. So, well, thank you all for watching OTMkast podcast once again with my brother and my guest, my first guest, Mr. Steven.
Yes.
Please, again, follow us on all social media, OTMkast, one word, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you think? What have you learned today? What do you even disagree with? What do you think we didn't speak about that you have more knowledge on? Leave it in the comments and I would definitely respond to you. So thank you for listening once again. Until next time, this is OTMkast, where no one writes your story. You do. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, wherever you're listening from. Ciao.